Greetings, Band Warriors. Greetings. Greg is here. Where's here? We're in the ranch, Carson National Forest, Ojo Caliente, New Mexico. I felt like I wanted to get on here. Just came off of probably the most incredible experience of my life. Last week was absolutely one of the most incredible experiences of my life, the past 8 days. And so coming off of that, I needed a little bit of time off. I did need a little bit of time to just process everything that I've experienced over the 8 days. Again, if you didn't know, I did a 8-day healer workshop from David Elliott, learning how to breathe. Everybody's asking me, like, what was that workshop about? It was about learning how to breathe. Learning how to breathe. Do you know how to breathe? Yeah, you do. It's one of the things that we probably take most for granted, right? How to breathe, because it just like you don't have to think about it. But here's the power. When you do actually think about your breath and you go deep with it, with some guiding and some structure, some support, man, I'm telling you, I've been doing a lot of different things along my 13-year healing journey. And this is breathing is absolutely one of the most incredible experiences that I've had along this journey. Breathing. How do you breathe? Do you just breathe? I think a lot of people that smoke or even vape, I think y'all are onto something, but the sad thing is that you're using something that's, creates chemical dependency. Hey, I appreciate you, CT. Thank you, man. It is by the grace of God that you're here. It's the grace of God I'm here too, man. We're all doing this thing together. And yet, I think a lot of people that smoke and vape, right? I think y'all are onto something. Unfortunately, the thing that you're doing is not good for you. It's not good for your health. But yet, it's the process of like this deep breaths in and exhale. Exhale, man. There's something so powerful about it, except for it's all filled with chemicals and shit. When you can take in the breath of life, not in vain, but with intentions, I'm telling you, I just spent the last 8 days doing breath work, teaching breath work, learning how to teach breath work, to guide it. And man, it was an incredible experience. It was the most incredible experience of my life from a spiritual standpoint, connecting with people, men and women of all types. And I took yesterday to get out in nature. I spent some time out in nature today. What's the technique? Remember that technique we were talking about? What does it help you with? Which one is that? The pranayama? That pranayama breath, man. Yeah, that's the most powerful technique. I'm now certified. I don't know. Where's my certification? It's over here somewhere. I got certification. I'm certified to teach breath work. We're going to start doing some workshops. We're going to start doing some retreats. Yeah, the pranayama, man, it's kind of like a lion's breath, right? It's literally 2 breaths in where you're just like a half breath and then a low belly, half breath, upper chest. So it's like, and then an exhale through the mouth, everything through the mouth. When you start doing it, you're going to start getting lightheaded at first. Your hands will even start to tingle. But the thing that this breath does, again, if you do it for minimum, like 10 minutes a day, every day, 10 minutes. Do you got 10 minutes on you to change your life? Right? Through breath. Can you imagine that? Who would be up for taking a challenge to do pranayama breathing Yeah, 7 minutes. The minimum is 7. I think I like going a little extra, man. That's my motto around here. Results kill excuses. I'm glad you're listening, though. Thank you for holding me accountable. 7 minutes is the minimum, right? But for my standard, I like 10. I get so caught up in it, you guys. Honestly, I like to spend an hour. Thank you for the love. Order of the Phoenix. Thank you for hearing me. Thank you for holding me accountable. We're talking about breath work. We're talking about breathing. I just did an 8-day healing course with a man named David Elliott. Again, he's my spiritual teacher. I love this guy so much, and all the people that he brought together this past week, learning how to breathe, learning how to teach breathing, learning how to just connect more through the breath and to heal, right? Breath is literally your gateway to healing. To healing. Healing what? You might ask. What could you heal through breath? What could you heal through your breath? I wonder. Any guesses? Any guesses what you could heal? Semen retention. Yeah, man, I'll touch on that. We could touch on that. Tonight's topic, choosing to change, semen retention is powerful in many ways. Yeah, I'll touch on that. I appreciate that question. So, what I've experienced through doing this pranayama breath work, and I've done it every day for probably 100 days now. I'm at about 100 days. Every day, you guys. And I'm not just doing it for the 7 minutes or the 10 minutes. I think, it's good to set a low bar, right? Can you do it for 5 minutes and then do it for 7, then do it for 10, and then do it for, 15, then do it for 20. And then once you start getting into the 20s, you literally bliss out. Thank you. I appreciate that, Linda. Thank you. Thank you for all the compliments. A lot of beautiful people here tonight. I appreciate all that love. But the breath work, you guys, the breath work. I'm not the same guy I was a week ago. You could probably play back the tapes. If you've been watching my videos, you're going to hear something different. Hello, Alexandria. It's great to see you again. I'm so blissed out, man. I'm so blissed out because it's not the same. I'm not the same. Zane, the mustache. I like to tease people when it comes to the mustache. Hello, was it Lindsay? Lindsay and Riley. Hello. What are 3 things that make me happy? Gosh, I have so many things that make me happy. I got so many things. Nature makes me happy. Being here at my ranch makes me happy. Getting on here talking about life with some people that can hear me, right? If I'm honest, I just came from like a family dinner, and it's sad. Like most of my family can't hear me. They don't want to hear what I got to say, especially about life, especially about healing, especially about emotional stuff. I'm back home. I didn't go too far from home. The breath work was like 2 hours south. It was in New Mexico, so I was super grateful. But I'm back here at my ranch, and so I was sleeping in a airstream for a week, and it was beautiful. That land was sacred, like the land that I'm on right now. But the breath work, you guys, I'm so excited to start organizing, some classes here, obviously in the digital space, but also, doing some retreats, doing some live breath work retreats and workshops. I got some native in me. I got a lot of shit in me. Hispanic, native, Anglo. I got a lot of shit going on in here. Hannah, thanks. The greatest thing, though, is I don't really worry about that. You're the reason why you know why you're asking about the native, Hannah, because I did something today. I did my hmm, I called in my animal medicine today. And in doing that, I'm really connecting. Even with the breath work I've been doing, the visualizations. I mean, I've been so connected with um, the native part of me because I know in many past lives I connect with the native cultures, especially here, indigenous cultures. I had this one great chief, like the great spirit chief with the headdress. Like I had this visualization I was doing this past week, you guys. I was in so bliss, man. A golden eagle. I was flying, man, all over the world. And I just had this great like chief, this, anoint me in the sky. Powerful shit, man. Powerful shit. But I did my yeah, the wolves. So I did my animal medicine and knowing my east, I'm connected to dolphin energy, the wolf energy, crow energy, bear energy, raven energy, fox energy, and lynx energy within. And so it's a beautiful thing, man. We look alike, man. What do they call that? Brothers from other mothers. We're definitely soul tribe around here, that's for sure. It's all soul tribe around here. That's what's happening. I believe that's what's happening. Is people are soul tribing up. and and that's a beautiful thing, man. I'm so excited to be back on here. And I'm gonna start showing up with a lot with more consistency. I think I'm gonna look at this week is to how to is really looking at a schedule that honors me and um start scheduling in the lives. I'm definitely a spirit. I know I'm a father of many when it comes to this healing journey, right? I was given my name today. Does anybody want to hear my spiritual name? Right. My spiritual name, I was given it to me today in my breath work exercise, my meditation. I was called the Son of Light, healer of many nations, healer of many nations. And I embrace that. I embrace that, which is hard. I came from earlier tonight, I was at a family dinner as at an invite on my mom's side of the family. And everybody wanted to know what I was up to. The sad thing is everybody's like, man, what are you doing? What are you up to? What do you got going on? What are you doing? And then when I start like there's the curiosity enough to say we want to know what you're up to, but then when I start talking about what I'm up to, about the healing work, about the big vision of helping humanity heal, they don't want to hear none of that. They're like, "No, okay, we're done, man. We don't want to hear it for real. We're curious about what you're up to, but we don't want to hear about it." Yeah, people. I heard someone say that earlier that they can handle everything except for the people. Yeah, and that's something I'm realizing, Alexandria. How many of you guys, again, tonight's topic, choosing to change, right? It's a choice. It's a choice to change. And when you change, guess what? The people around you, they're not going to for sure change as well. And they're not going to always, this has been my experience in my transformation, right? People will, they want to see, it's sort of like, along my transformation, the more that I kept going and healing myself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, right? The less people wanted to see me heal. They're like, man, okay, stop, man, stop healing, stop already. Yeah, I'm drinking some tea too. I love it. I love tea. People only want to see you, they want to see you do better. They don't want to see you better than them. Because when that happens, then, it's like competition. And that's like the worst thing. It's the saddest thing is how competitive people are in their spirits. Wait, what did you write earlier? You flipped the switch. Flipping the switch is change, right? If you flipped it for the right reason, right, to honor yourself, right? But choosing change is a challenging thing. It's scary. It's scary. There for a little while, I was talking to she's like my step grandma. She was kind of hearing me out on some things, but at the end of the day, she got all in my face. Listen here. And I was like, just all smiling. I'm like, oh no. What is this lady talking about? It was nice to me at the homeless shelter. Flipping the switch, time to change. Change isn't a beautiful thing. It's giving yourself permission to change, you guys. It's Theo. I don't remember his last name, but that guy Theo, I always hear his voice, right? Nothing changes if nothing changes. But here's what I say. If one thing changes, everything changes. If one thing changes, everything changes. That's a beautiful thing. But we're so afraid of change because, again, you get stuck in your head. If you're stuck in your head, most of us, we can't trust our thoughts because our thoughts are usually rooted in the negative experiences that you've had in this life. Thank you, Alexandria, for the roses. And because your mind is kind of rooted in the negativity, how do you break that? Yeah, God wants it all. The great spirit. It's all about surrender, right? It's all about surrender. I don't know why this dude's gotta be. I'll mute you, bro. There's all kinds of silly shit coming through sometimes. And the change. Adam was. Hey, Adam. Super profound, man. I'm glad you had a powerful experience with that, bro. Right? It is about connecting with the inner child. That inner child work is so important. I want everyone here that's listening right now, and there's a lot of you on two different platforms simultaneously. I want everybody to realize that you're a superhero. And what do I mean by that? Right? That I mean that if you're putting in any work to try and improve yourself, right? To me, that takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of bravery because you have to be willing to admit some and look at some areas that you're not so proud of. The dogs, gonna show the dogs, man. I was born to yap. I was born to yap, man. I've been taken out in so many. I've been killed in so. I shouldn't even. I gotta watch some of those words. I've been taken out in so many past lives for yapping, speaking truth to power, man. So it ain't stopping this life. I'm so woke right now. It's not stopping now. We're gonna speak loud truth. We're gonna speak really. My voice is gonna reverberate all around this world. That's one of the visions I saw in my healing workshop is I just kept seeing myself containing this whole world, man. And I got the name Healer of Many Nations. So we're going to keep yapping. We're going to keep talking. We're going to keep speaking the truth. The one thing that I can't do though, right? The one thing I can't do is I can't change your mind. And I don't want to convince you to change your mind, right? I truly do believe right now that I can trust myself, I can trust my message, and I know that the people that are ready will find me. The people that are not ready, they'll hear it, they'll talk shit, and they'll keep going on with their life. And if they choose to make some changes in this life, then so be it. And if they choose not to change and just keep doing what they're doing, that's okay too. That's okay too. That's the freedom y'all got, man. Y'all got the freedom, man. You could just keep doing the same. You could do a little bit more. You could do a whole lot more. It's up to you. It's up to you, man. I just know that in 13 years, I've completely transformed myself. Like not just one-dimensional stuff. And I'm always talking about this one-dimensional stuff. We get so caught up in the physical. So a lot of people, it's like health, man. And I'm as healthy as you can be at 46 years young, man. Holy shit. I'm so powerful right now. I feel so strong, healthy, abundant, energized. And yet that's only one dimension. The other piece is I've been sober for 13 years. So my mind is freaking powerful. My mind is healthy. I'm clear. I'm very, very clear minded. And then the emotions, man. I have such a wide emotional vocabulary. I know what's going on inside of me. I know what's going on with people outside of me. And the cool thing is right, I'm learning to just trust that, look, I don't need to change your mind. I know that I have taken myself from being a broken man, a miserable guy, to just so fucking happy and abundant. Like authentically, mentally clear, emotionally healthy and literate, right? Self-aware, spiritually connected, man, with all the kingdoms of this earth, right? The great spirit in alignment and positive. You're going to start hearing me talk a lot. If you're a regular listener, you're going to start one of the biggest breakthroughs from the 8-day workshop, which the most incredible experience I've ever had, right? One of the things you're going to start hearing me talk a lot about is exchange. Your exchange, energetic exchange. I get that all the time, man. I'm whoever you want me to be, bro. Whoever you need me to be, right? Whoever you need me to be to give you a little laugh, a little giggle, right? A little distraction saying, is that guy? Is that this other guy? I don't give a shit, man. Y'all. I know Jack Black ain't talking about this shit. But I always take any celebrity. I don't care if it's supposed to be an insult or just sarcasm. Any reference to a celebrity is a compliment to me. Thank you so much for the compliment. I could take all that heat, man. I could take all that heat. But most of y'all can't, right? Because I don't usually compare people. I take people for who they are, right? Most people can't even look in a mirror and tell themselves this simple thing. Look in the mirror. Oh, wait, there I am. I love you so much. I love you so much. And like, give yourself a high five, give yourself a kiss. I love myself so much, man. Can you do that? Most of y'all hate yourselves. And I know this because I used to be that way, man. I was living miserable. And so it was easy to talk shit about other people and get distracted. When even that, I've realized that even, especially from men, because men do it way more than women, the men that talk shit, like, they're kind of called trolls, but that's not what they're doing. They're not trolling. What they're doing is it's their way of trying to connect. It's really their way of trying to ask for help. say that there's something you're saying I don't understand, but I wish I did. And I really need help. And I'm all alone and I'm frustrated. But I'm gonna talk shit because that's how I communicate. I haven't learned these other things. I understand that. I used to be that way. That's why I understand it. And that's also why it doesn't move me, man. Y'all can say whatever you want. It's like great. I'm self-contained. I don't lose my self-love, which is what I would love to share with all you guys, is how to build up your own container, your own containment of self-love. Yeah, it's true that, you know, people that are talking about other people have nothing to celebrate about themselves. And that's so sad. And the thing is that I got love for those people too, but they're not ready, and that's cool. I don't like. There's a million things to entertain people on all these apps, man. If you just need to feel shitty about yourself or be distracted by someone else's success or whatever the hell it is you're looking for, man, it's there. But for here, thank you, Gabby. Your hair looks like it's pretty nice. What are you talking about? You look very beautiful, Gabby. But thank you for that compliment. And so here, it's like I like entertaining you guys. I like talking. I'm grateful that y'all can catch my vibe, but many of you know, right? We're here to learn. We're here to grow. We're here to connect with each other and ultimately build each other up. Yeah, I got you. Versus, the tearing each other down, right? What do we get from that, man? Right? I used to be a biggest shit talker, man. I used to be a terrible guy, man. Just always trying to tear other people down. And what I've learned throughout my healing journey is it was all insecurities. There is sometimes in the culture I was raised in here in northern New Mexico, a big part of the culture here is, we talk shit. If someone that you're just meeting, you're talking shit to them, it's sort of a sign of like that you like them. It's kind of backwards though, right? Because some people it kind of hurts them, right? They can't really hang with that, and then we kind of write it off as like, yeah, that's how you know we like you because we're talking shit to you. Versus, not talking to somebody and just sort of like excommunicating them, and then it's like that's how you know we don't like you is because we excommunicate you. It is that's very Hispanic culture. But it's not only Hispanic. I was talking to a lady, she was from New York, and they were the same way. They were the same way. So it's not just Hispanic. Maybe I don't know. She seemed like she was like African American. But communication is the key to this. And ultimately to the subject for tonight, it's thinking about ways that you can change. I mean, there's a lot of things that we can't change, right? There's a lot of things that are totally, totally out of your control. What are some of the things that are out of your control? What the government spends money on, that's out of your control, right? What team won today, that's out of your control. Hello, Tracy, right? What else is out of your control? The weather, right? Some of y'all get bent out of shape because the weather's not right for you. And it's like, you can't control that. And ultimately, you have to start becoming more self-aware to realize like, do you really like being emotionally manipulated by things that are outside of yourself? Do you even realize that you're emotionally? Yeah, that's a tough one, man. Anytime you lose a family member, grief is a tough one. Grief is a cycle, man. People get lost in forever. Thank you. I hope you're having a great day too. Dried up. Everybody's loving the hair. Thank you. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I've never had my hair like this. I get a lot of people, some people say, man, when I first started growing out my hair, everybody again has the opinion, man, it's time to get a haircut. And I know especially men, like guys my age, because I'm 46, I got a lot of hair, man. These dudes they don't like that. A lot of guys that are like balding, they don't like it. They're like, "Ugh, you're not supposed to have hair like that." But when we think about ourselves emotionally, right? When you reflect on your life, when you reflect on this week, like, are you excited for work? Right? Or is work something that's like a drag? Is it something you feel forced to do? Is it something that you just are settling for in life? I mean, that's such a big one, right? And it's like, but your work situation, right? If you were to just filter life through what do you have control over? What don't you have control over? Do you have control over your job? Yes or no? Some of you'll say, no, I don't have no control over that. I have to have my job. And it's like, yeah, but do you have to have that job? Are you brave enough to go try a new job, to go apply for something that you might not even feel worthy of? But you never know until you know. To me, you have a lot more control over your job than you do how much gas costs, how much the eggs cost, right? And I guarantee you, you have a lot more control than you think over how you feel about those things. How do you feel about gas prices, egg prices, political parties, certain sports teams, right? The weather. You have a lot more control. However, in order to feel like you have more choice over your emotions, you have to be more aware of your emotions. And Alexandra is one of the rare few, right? You're in the minority of loving what you do. So celebrate that every single day. There's a lot of you that would benefit just from this little simple trick, right? Just from this simple thing. What's something that you don't like to do? Tell yourself right now mentally, just think of something that you're like, man, have you ever used this statement? I have to, and then fill in the blank, right? Tell yourself something that you're like, man, I have to go do, and then whatever it is. Think about it. That's a drag if you can catch yourself saying, oh, I have to go do whatever, right? It was like today. Today I made a big detour, right, for a very good reason, and I'm getting on here way later than I wish than I could have. But here's the reframe. Versus saying I have to do things, how would your mind and your body and your feelings start to shift if you started say, what's up, Eric? I love Colorado, man. Colorado's got my heart. If you started to say, I get to, do you realize that you get to do the things you do? I get to. I get to. And I said that today. I was like, man, I get to go print out a 1% better everyday journal to ship out tomorrow. What a blessing. Oh man. But it was like an hour and a half out of, off path. But I was like, I care about people that much that I'm like, I get to go do this. I get to be on here. Even this, right? I don't have to be on here. I get to be on here, and it's beautiful to connect with people, to share some positivity in this world, to share a message that is more than just entertainment, right? This is really life. This is life lessons. This is, my way of trying to like inspire people, man. Oh, that's great. I'm glad to hear that, right? There's a guy say, man, just in 5 seconds, 30 seconds, his whole attitude shifted. Going from I have to do stuff, you don't have to do shit, man. Fucking quit licking your wounds, quit being a victim. Shift, elevate your mindset. Start to tell yourself you get to do these things. And if there's things that you get to do that you're not having fun doing, it's time to start changing some of the things you're doing, which goes back to right here. Choose to change. Choose to change right now. There's no better time than now to start changing everything. If it was up to me, I would have every one of you change everything. If I had the power, I'd be like, yes, change everything. Right? Because at least in that, when you start changing your beliefs, for sure, your beliefs, oh man, changing your beliefs, changing your negative habits, changing your negative thinking. When you start changing those things, your whole life changes, right? Change how you talk to yourself. Right? Start talking to yourself in a more positive, loving, caring way. Talk to yourself like you're someone you fucking care about. Like genuinely, talk to yourself like you're someone that you believe in. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine how your life would change if for 1 month coming up, right? April, if for the whole month of April you started talking to yourself as if you're someone that you believe in and that you fucking want to see do great things, that you know that that person is capable of it. What if you have loved ones that you want to take care of? Then that's even more important. This person's saying, well, what if I have loved ones? Dude, they need to see you step up. Your loved ones are looking up to you saying, fuck, man, someone change. Someone break the fucking curse. Somebody, please have the courage to step up and say, enough's enough. I'm changing. No more. What am I selling? I'm selling a better life. I'm selling freedom. I'm selling healing. I'm selling the opportunity for you to transform yourself completely. Right? That's what I'm selling here. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, Eric. I mean, that's what it really comes down to. And again, we all have our fillers. Do I have stuff for sale? Yeah, man. Check out the fucking shop. 1% Better Everyday Journals. Download the app. There's free shit there. There's merchandise, man. You want a hat? You want to live that life? I mean, yeah, there's plenty of shit to sell. But at the end of the day, man, I'm just speaking life into the hearts of people that are here right now. And what I do know, change always starts within. 888, man. I love that. 888. Thank you for sharing that alignment. I love the synchronicities when they come through. But again, change does come within. It starts in the mind. You got to change your thoughts. You got to first observe your thoughts. What are you trying to quit, Riker? What are you trying to quit, man? Y'all can quit everything. And that's really transformation. The biggest thing about change, right? The biggest thing about transformation is usually releasing things, drinking, right? I've been 13 years sober, man. And it took multiple DWIs, a domestic violence arrest, bad things happening to me, bro, for me to finally say, oh, man, this isn't This isn't it. There's something better to my life. There's something better. But I had to hit that. You're cooked. Big John, man. I guarantee you that's a good place to be, right? If you're feeling cooked right now, that's a good place to be. Just to acknowledge it. But here's the thing. Are you going to sit there and act like you're helpless? Or are you ready to freaking turn your life around? Are you ready to start changing things? Like, you are not helpless. Nobody here listening right now is helpless. You guys are all eternal souls with unlimited power to transform your life, to become something that you can't even imagine right now, especially if you're feeling cooked, if you're feeling like overwhelmed, if you're feeling helpless and hopeless and stressed and angry and sad and filled with grief. When you're in that state, yeah, man, everything feels impossible. And that's why sometimes you might need someone to come along and help guide you through getting and building some momentum and hopefully getting some breakthroughs. Right? I mean, when I hit my rock bottom 13 years ago and I decided enough's enough, I get to get sober. It's time to get sober. It's time to break up with alcohol. And if you're someone that's interested in reconsidering your relationships with certain substances, download the Results Kill Excuses app. Download the Results Kill Excuses app. There's a free course on there right now called Breaking Up with My Addictions. And your addictions can be anything. Your addictions can be anything. Can you share your story? Tell me what your story is about, and I'll make a decision. LOL. Yeah, I don't understand how that will be cool. There's a lot of funny motherfuckers out here. But that's because we get uncomfortable. When we talk like this, when it's not like just to make you laugh, when it's to shine a light in all the uncomfortable places in your soul, in your heart, in your mind, that's challenging, man. It's challenging. I know that this ain't the most popular message yet, but many, many, many people are being touched by the message. They're feeling that frequency. They're ready for something different. And y'all know that you got the power to do it. Y'all got the power to do it, to change anything, anything. But can you choose that? Do you want something different? Or are you happy being miserable? Are you happy being content? Are you happy being someone that chose to settle in life? Right? I know most people, that's not it, man. That's not it. That can't be it. That cannot be what you truly, 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 truly desire. If money wasn't an issue, and if you had, and if you could dream of anything being different in your life right now, what would that be? I mean, have most of you given up on dreams? Right? Do most of you feel that things that you can envision, but it feels so impossible that you're just like, maybe you're just feeling like you're just a little delulu? I'm telling you, in order for you to accomplish that dream, which you can do, you have to be a little delulu, because everyone around you is going to think you're crazy when you start following after your dreams, building your dreams, changing your life, making new decisions, right? Eating healthier, thinking healthier, changing up your routines, giving up bad habits, doing some breath work, doing some healing work, maybe getting some therapy, maybe hiring a coach, right? Maybe just working on yourself, maybe maybe it's just starting to journal, right? It doesn't got to be fancy, but just having some positive thoughts. Thank you, Major Skull. Maybe it's just listening to positive affirmations and less of the tunes, the jams, right? Listen to your favorite music that's filled with a lot of negativity and toxic content that doesn't really build you up, doesn't really make you feel more confident about yourself. So maybe it's understanding that you can give yourself permission to make some changes. And some of those changes are going to be difficult. They should be difficult. If everything was easy, why the hell would we even do that? Playing Eye of the Tiger before we work. I mean, there's times that I need motivational music, but it's very rare. Right? It's at the gym. Like sometimes, man, when I'm like getting smoked at the end of my workout, I'll crank up some shit that gets my fucking mind going hard. But most of the time, I'm listening to positive affirmations. I'm listening to books that expand my knowledge base, my understandings of things. I'm listening to really positive, self improvement type podcasts. Goggins is huge, man. Goggins, that he's definitely become a pillar in challenging yourself. The only thing I don't like about Goggins is, he's such a spitfire guy that, you know, it's just really mind over matter. And I believe that there's a lot more to it than just that, right? Just going hard every fucking day. And even him, you hear some of his stuff. He's like, man, I wish not everybody knew me as like, oh, gotta carry the boats. Yeah, thanks, Adam. I'm glad you're still there, bro. I hadn't even forgot about your other question there. Yeah, you got to find the balance, and that's why I think it's the mental health, the emotional health, the spiritual health, and the physical health. But some of the things on the topic about change is, you know, changing up your environment, right? And I believe a lot of people would greatly benefit from finding the courage to change your environment, to really like shift, because if you really think about it, where you're at right now, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, right? You are a product of the environment that you are in. And changing your environment, especially if you know deep down that it's not aligned with you, that's a powerful thing. Like even what Big Bank Hank is talking about, this, quitting his job after 17 years. I just cleared out a, a huge storage unit that probably had like 4 different lives full of stuff that it's just sitting there, man. It's just sitting there. Thank you, Axel. I appreciate that. Haitian. I got some Haitian brothers. I definitely got some Haitian brothers eating them dirt cookies. Shit, man. But the environment definitely plays a huge part of this. I mean, even right now, we're in spring cleaning mode, right? Even just moving around, moving energy in your house, maybe like decluttering, getting rid of stuff, minimizing, rearranging furniture, any of these things will absolutely shift the energy in your space. So if your energy is stagnant in your house, in your apartment, wherever you're at, if you would shift some things around, you're going to walk into that space and it's going to feel different. And it's taking the time to really connect with the energy to be like, yeah, this feels better. This feels lighter. This feels more organized. We always feel that way when if you ever like really clean the shit out of your house, your car, right? Because if you're just always on the go and you're maybe you're a little disorganized or a little, cluttery, when you clean stuff out, instantly you feel an energetic shift because everything's organized. But I highly recommend taking some time to release some things in your life, especially things that are attached to old versions of you. I like random acts of kindness. That's a huge thing for me, bro. I do a lot of random acts of kindness. I get a lot of joy in seeing people light up, right? The one of the biggest things that changed me, right? I grew up in a household that had a mom and dad constantly fighting about money, right? Money issues, money, 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 fucking fighting always about money and bills and money. And so one of the things I needed to change, one of the things I chose to change about myself was my belief around money. Is money um, something that's hard to get? Is it something that, you know, some people are lucky and some people aren't? Like, what is it? And it's like that's a whole part of the reprogramming. Is I sat there and I wrote down, what did I believe about money? What did I believe about wealth? What did I believe about being rich? What did I believe about being poor? Right? And at the end of the day, when I read through everything that I started to really process, I'm like, man, none of this isn't what I want to believe, because I want to believe that money flows to me easily, that I don't have to struggle to get by, that I can elevate my relationship with money. And a part of that elevation has been random acts of kindness. Man, I get so much joy when I can just help someone out. Total stranger. Total strangers. I love helping out total strangers, whether I'm buying someone's groceries in the grocery store or even just someone that maybe even is hooked on drugs and just living on the street and asking for a few bucks. I won't just hand money driving by somebody, but if I'm like somewhere and they come up to me, I'll have a conversation, and man, if I have some cash, I'll hook them up. That, or I'll go meet their need. If they're like, well, I'm really just trying to get money for food, fuck, I'll go say, let's go, I'll go buy you food right there. Whatever you want. Whatever you want, you get it. I love that. I love doing that. I love giving big tips, right? You want to do something cool? You want to change it. If you have an issue with money, you want to change your issue with money. Next time you go to a restaurant, I challenge you. I challenge you to tip the total of the bill, not 5, 10%, 15, 20%. If the bill comes out to $150, I challenge you to tip $150. Make it a $300 bill. If the total comes out to $58, tip $58. I challenge you to do that. You can never outdo giving. If you had a chance, if you had a dollar bill, a $5 bill, and a $50 bill in your pocket, and someone walked up to you and they don't seem like they're all drugged out, they're just someone that's down on their luck. If you had a $1 bill, thanks, Big T. It sucks, man. Life throws us all kinds of different shit, man. I hope that you look beautiful bald, brother. Look, if you had a $1 bill, a $5 bill, and a $50 bill, I challenge you, man. If you were to give that $50 bill, it would show up for you 10 times, 10x. You can never outgive. But it's your fear, it's your belief, it's your scarcity to be like, ooh, I better, let me just give a little bit. No, man, give it all. Give it all. See what happens. It comes back. It comes back multiplied. every time. You cannot outgive when it comes to generosity. And when you do that, it changes your relationship with money, right? You give something like that, and the next thing you know, you start getting like these ideas about a new business or some kind of thing to make money, or someone just comes up to you and is like, hey, you know what? I owed you money, or so you get a call or somebody from like they say, hey, I owed you money, and then you had forgotten about it, and boom, they pay you the $300 that they owed you, and you're like, what? But y'all don't believe that. A lot of times we struggle because we're in our heads, we get scared, right? And at the end of the day, it's like just giving and being generous. It will always return itself. But again, that takes you what? Changing and elevating your mindset, right? If you continue to focus, if you continue to think the thoughts that you've always had, you're going to continue to have the life you've always experienced. And if you love your life, then you're probably not listening to this right now. If you're somebody that realizes that you can make some changes, and by doing that, you're going to be the one to benefit, and those around you will also, right? That's an incredible thing. I mean, one of the questions that had come up earlier was a guy asking about like semen retention, right? That's a powerful tool, man. That's a powerful tool, and it takes you being able to change your patterns, right? There's a book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. If you haven't heard that, Adam, you should check it out, Napoleon Hill. And he talks about the importance of that. And this book was written, I think, in like the 20s, 30s. Right. You manifest a lot faster because you raise your kundalini, man. That energy increases and you start to disconnect. I mean, we're so pleasure seeking in this world right now, man. Anything, please get me out of my reality, right? Everybody's acting like you're having so much fun, and you're not having fun. You're not having fun. Be honest, man. Fun is not watching someone else win while you're still fucking sad and miserable and alone and frustrated and feeling like you haven't accomplished anything. And yet, semen retention is just like fasting. It's a powerful spiritual tool. It's a spiritual tool that definitely, I mean, I've been doing a semen retention, going through the course, leading up to the course and going through it, because I knew this was going to be a very spiritual workshop, the healing workshop that I just went through. And it was really important for me to be at the highest level of my spiritual presence, to be present in such a powerful spiritual way. So, man, I definitely utilize that tool on a regular basis. And it's not easy, but like you shift from being animalistic and pleasure seeking to being high vibrational, man, to being a spiritual being. And it's like you realize that it's applied to everything. Like if you want to shift your relationship with food, do a fast, like start fasting, not just because you want, so many people have turned fasting into like this nutrition thing. It's fucking not about nutrition. It's about spiritual, learning how to feed yourself spiritually versus physically, right? When you withhold feeding your physical body, you have to tap into feeding your spiritual body. And as you do that, you realize that, oh wait, the body can the body can go without the food. And that doesn't mean you sit there all sad all day, man. I'm still working out, doing hiking, being very high energy. And so both of those, whether it's the semen retention, powerful, powerful tool for manifestation, and even just for If you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling unmotivated, if you're feeling like uninspired, man, you start to do some retention, no fat, like that shit made me rich. Great, man. That's awesome. This guy's talking about made him rich. That mustache style is called badass motherfucker. Fasting is good, man. I'm glad to hear you did that, Jim. I'm kind of feeling like I thought I was gonna go into a fast before I did this 8-day healing workshop, but I definitely think it's something that I'm gonna probably do here in the next week. Everything is energy. Everything's energy, man. That's what I see. That's what I see. That's how I move. That's how I feel. Yeah, there's some good people in here tonight, man. You guys have definitely got what's going on. Yeah, I'm not here to save anybody. I've already saved myself. But I'm here to at least inspire people to wake the fuck up and realize that, y'all can save yourselves if you want to. Y'all can change your lives. You can choose to change. I can't save you. I'm not here to save nobody. I'm not even here to convince you of any of this. I'm just here to tell you what's worked for me, man. This shit has worked for me 1,000%, man. I'm not wasting my time on here. And I know that if it could, I feel like I have been given a gift. And that gift is to be able to articulate and to have gone through the trials of my life that I know relate to so many people out there. And to be able to articulate that, man, here is some actionable things that you can absolutely do to start shifting your entire life, right? Like you're not helpless. You may feel fucking overwhelmed. You may feel beat down, but man, you can. Thanks, man. My energy is through the roof right now. And even though it's kind of late, even though I've been coming off, a really powerful week of just spiritual work, I felt very clean and clear and ready to get on here and just share a message, just see what came up tonight. Most people have given up on goals, right? And a lot of that just has to do with self-confidence, right? Because most people are depressed, most people are sad, most people are overwhelmed, most people are stressed out, and most people have a lot of chemical dependencies that are keeping them going. And that's a struggle, right? It's a real struggle when you are needing and depending and living off of the chemical connections instead of just truly. Self-confidence is so hard because of our ego, Big Matt. It's our ego, man. We want to, part of self-sabotage, which is the opposite of self-confidence. Self-sabotage is, some people, you'll set the bar too high. You have this perfection. And your ego is like, man, you're not in shape. So why, dude, don't go to the gym. You're going to be embarrassed over there. Everyone else is fucking in great shape. And that's not true. It's not true, man. Right? I was kind of having a debate tonight at the dinner table because, again, 40%, this is a global conversation that I'm having here, but in the US where I'm at, 40% of Americans are obese. Holy curls. 40% of Americans are obese. What does that say? Right? That's crazy. That means that we're eating our emotions. And the thing that we're eating is the lack and the ability to not process our emotions. And I was a huge self-sabotager too, bro. Yeah, that synthetic wig, man, for sure. It's the synthetic wig. Yup. They're poisoning your food for sure, but the thing is, you could switch what you're eating, and a lot of y'all would probably save money, right? And but it would take you having to probably learn how to cook better. I'm surprised at how many people don't know how to really cook. And I'm somebody like I'm a machine, man. So I try and eat. I'm down to eat the same thing most days because I want to maintain optimal health, right? And I want to feel energized. I want to feel lean about my body. And I want to do that for the rest of my life because I know what it was to let myself go. I know what it was when I was eating my emotions. I know what it was when I just didn't give a shit, when I just wanted pleasure, right? I talked about it earlier. Pleasure. Yeah, food is medicine and it's also poison. Right? It's both. Your food is going to poison you or your food could heal you. I was able to eat. Yeah, that's gone. I was able to eat my way to back to optimal health. I don't know if you caught that word, but most of y'all didn't even hear what that is. Right? Most people just say, I just want to be healthy, but it's like, no, I ate my way back to optimal health. Optimal health, man. And this is like blood work verified. All of my blood work being in optimal range. And I ate my way to that. And that's a part of my daily 5, right? I got a daily 5. Starts with minding my mornings. What do I mean? I'll just say real quick. I mind my mornings. I eat my health. I move my body. I learn something new every day. And then I go out and I make a difference. Right? 5 things. Those 5 things is what keeps my cup full to overflowing. Yeah, that's pretty powerful to be the people that I see doing the intermittent fasting where they can just slam a bunch of calories, 1 meal a day. I don't know. I've considered that. I got both. Is that Owen? I think you're Owen. I got both, man. I got the morning routine, right? Positive affirmations, journaling, breath work, some sun gazing, some grounding, cold shower. I mean, my morning game is solid. My evening game is too, It's like I like to land the plane nice and smooth at the end of the day, listening to, I mean, we all got abs, man. You gotta you gotta eat right. Little calorie deficit. I also like to do the glute ham raises. Cold plunges will help you with that too. Fibromyalgia, no, but that's painful shit. That's all over your body. Oh, I'm definitely the star of my show. I'm not a co-star no more, man. I used to. I used to be the co-star. I used to be willing to be an extra in other people's movie called Life. No, I'm main character energy over here, man. Jim loves that. How you doing, Jim? What woke me up, man, hitting rock bottom. 13 years ago, I hit rock bottom, man. I was such a broken guy that I hit rock bottom. And first thing was the alcohol. I was like, I'm done. Time to break up with alcohol. Second thing is I started asking for help. And third thing is I went on a mission to say, I need to trust myself. And I don't trust myself. And the way that I have learned how to trust myself is by healing. Mental clarity, sobriety, I think is an absolute non-negotiable. So you have mental clarity, then you start to create healing in your emotional state of being, which is a spiritual process. So that'll start to get the spiritual piece. And then as you start to become heal and release a lot of your old painful trauma, whether, from the past, you'll start to increase your self-love and caring for yourself. And I started the show talking about that, man. Like, do you think for the month, who would you be come May 1st if the entire month of April you treated yourself like you are someone that you fucking actually care about, that you are somebody that you believe in, that you're somebody that is capable of doing some pretty incredible things in your life, but you haven't been doing it yet. It's yet. 16 years sober, man. Congrats. That's not it. That's no small feat, man. Yeah, the sobriety is everything, man. I know a lot of people that are like saying they're light workers and this and that, and man, they're still getting high. They're still using THC. They still drink, but they present as energy workers and healers and shit. And to me, it's like, I don't know. I can't mess with that, man. There's a lot of people out there, to what I would say it's a little deceptive. I believe if you're on a true healing journey, spiritual awakening, and you really are healing your emotional wounds, man, like any chemical dependencies is such a distortion of the truth that that shit just falls away. It shouldn't even be a struggle. I see a lot of people in recovery, they're bitter, they're angry, and I had that phase. I tried that. I was angry for a lot of years on my first attempt at sobriety that I had a relapse because I was too angry, right? I was doing something and I wasn't happy about doing it. I didn't have something greater that was more important to me than the alcohol. I'm 46 years young. Yeah, 46 years young, man. I feel incredible right now. I feel so good. I'm sure a lot of people voted for him, but not me. I don't participate I don't participate in two things, religion or elections. Yeah. Neither, man. I'm all natural. I'm all natty. I'm natty. I'm a baddie natty. There's no dice here, bro. This is just as real as it fucking gets. Authentic, 100% authentic. Yeah. Which is rare, right? It's a rare thing, man. A lot of people faking the shit out there. That's the problem. That's why people gotta ask so many fucking questions. Um, I'll be honest with you, when it comes to the retention, I usually go anywhere from 2 weeks to 30 days, man. I can't do it in like just for in the past I've gone a long time, man. Probably the longest, maybe like 6 months. But 2 weeks to about 30 days. I don't like to get too um to be too built up, man. I don't I don't know. I definitely need release in healthy ways with beautiful, loving people. Yeah, narcissistic coworkers. Just always be aware, man. There's a saying, I'm gonna share with you guys a saying that I heard this past week, and it has to do with your observation of other people. It says, if you spot it, meaning if you see something in somebody else, if you spot it, then guess what? You got it. And usually it's the people that agitate us the most. because especially if there's a negative emotion attached to it. If you can be neutral to where you just don't care how people show up, how people offend you, what people say, what people do, just be neutral. Like, be self-contained, right? When you're self-contained, it's like however someone wants to show up, man, is it really doesn't have it shouldn't have anything to do with you. And definitely, even if they're trying to agitate you, trigger you, insult you, right? When you're self-contained, it's like you just let it roll off, man. Like, no big deal. But it takes a long ways to get there. It takes a lot of emotional healing and a lot of self-awareness to get there, to where you don't allow people to manipulate you emotionally. There's a lot of people, man. You think you're strong, and it's like you're so easily emotionally manipulated. So that tells me you're not strong at all. You haven't done the work. You may present as like a fucking bad dude, but if you're, or a tough woman, it's like, but if you're easily emotionally manipulated by things that are outside of you, work, in life, in the government, the weather, I've been talking about this. Like, you're weak. You haven't done the emotional work, because when you do the emotional work and you heal that part of you, you get to a place of neutrality, man. Like, you'll catch yourself trying to judge somebody, and then you're like, no, 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 I don't want to judge them, because if you judge them, it's in you. It's still in you. Everything you see is a full-length mirror. Everything you see in other people that you don't like, it's a full-length mirror. But so many people don't want to acknowledge that. You're so busy pointing the fucking finger, man, and looking for reasons to not focus on you. I don't feel like nothing's missing. The biggest place for you to expand, Tristan, is just in the self-love. Self-love, man. When you fill yourself with so much self-love, and then you start to exchange that love with what exists out there, man, you there's nothing missing. Let me read what you're saying, CT. Let me see. This is kind of. Yeah, that's a pretty cool experience that you're talking about there. And it's great when you can start to get more self mastery over yourself, especially just over things that aren't serving you. I mean, anytime you can shift things up, right? It does change. Your skin does start to glow. I did something too for the first time, but again, I'm always talking to you guys, man. Start doing new things, right? Choose change. So one of the things I did at the healing retreat was I did a colonic, man. A colonic. If anybody's ever had a colonic, I did a colonic. Everybody was kind of laughing at me because I was like I'm going to say I'm the most manliest of the guys that were at this 8-day workshop that I went to. But they were offering colonics, and everybody's like, really? You're going to get one? I was like, yeah, I'm going to get one. I ain't never done that. I'm down to clean myself out, man. I love being as healthy as possible and doing it in very organic, homeopathic ways versus the doctor, man. I ain't been sick in forever. Right? That's why I even do this other sacred medicine. These scars on my shoulder here is all about it was that combo, this Amazonian tree frog medicine, and that it was powerful. That was powerful medicine that propelled me into this 8-day workshop, and then getting a colonic even in the workshop. Man, it's just the breath work isn't powerful. The colonic, right? Clean me out, man. Like I'm feeling my digestive system is feeling just so much better right now. I did notice 11:11 too. It's confirmation. And so I don't chicken out on shit. If something I'm a believer that if something shows up for you, it's for you. I've thought about the parasite cleanse, but I don't really think I have any parasites, man. I eat so fucking clean. I don't think I have any of the signs and symptoms of that. But I would be totally open to it. I know someone that did it, and man, they had a fucking huge ass parasite in them. But I'm open to really trying any of these things that I know keep me fine tuned. Because I want to stay fine tuned. I want to stay healthy. I want to live a happy, healthy, active lifestyle for the rest of my life. That's cool, man. I appreciate that, Patrick. It's all good, my brother. Yeah. Thank you, Gage. I appreciate you. And yet, I mean, I'm over here. I used to think just kicking off my shoes and socks and standing in the dirt was stupid. It's not. If you're stressed out and you kick off your shoes and socks, go outside and go stand in some grass, some natural dirt, right? Dirt, grass, sand. You're gonna fucking relax. Your stress level's gonna go down just standing in the dirt. If you're super stressed, go out and find a big ass tree in a park and go hug the tree with the bare feet. Oh man, you're not gonna feel no stress. It's gonna go away. You're gonna feel bliss because you're gonna connect with the energy. But I used to feel this shit was stupid. I mean, dude, that's why you could wipe your feet off. See, but you wouldn't do that, right? Because you need something else to de-stress. And it's like, no, you don't. Like this shit works. I mean, listening, like turning off popular music and tuning into healing frequencies, 528, right? 963, positive affirmations, sleep affirmations. Like this shit works. I do it every day. It has shifted and elevated my mind and opened me up to be more empowered and not so helpless and not just so wanting other things to be the thing that depending on something else to like fix me. And it's not that my life, like everything, like doesn't mean that things just don't go wrong or like can create stress, but I don't sit in that. I move, I get it done. I move through the things that are challenging as fast as possible, as efficient as possible, and then on to the next. I've learned how to ride the waves of life. That's how life is. It's ups and downs and ups and downs. And we act like we haven't been through however many years of ups and downs and ups and downs. But the thing is when you learn how to ride it, it's not about ups and downs. It's just maintaining a sense of neutrality and saying, yay, I'm having fun. I'm living my best life, whether things are going great or things are really challenging. I know that, right? It's all gonna be okay. But that's like playing offense versus defense. My first name is Greg. And that's the thing. Yes, everybody I'm talking to, you've made it through the worst days of your life. But many of you are acting as if those worst days of your life are judgment versus an opportunity for you to believe in yourself. It's nice to meet you, Rodney. Welcome. And that's the sad part. That so many of you have been through a tremendous amount of challenging life experiences, and yet you don't believe in yourself still. You think that all those experiences, a lot of people I know, that I connect with, they're trying to battle with a mindset that has them feeling like they're failures because they've had to endure so much hardship in life. And it's like, man, there's the law of equal and opposites, right? The law of equal and opposites says the harder, the lower, the denser, the more difficult your life is, right? At the bottom, that if you switch your mindset, guess what, you guys? If you're way down here saying, man, you don't understand, I've been through all of this hard stuff, it's been so hard, it's been so struggle, I've been broke, I've been homeless, I've been overweight, I've been all these bad things, I've been abused, I've been neglected, I've been left for dead. The opposite of that is the most incredible thing. But so many people don't believe in this stuff because you're identifying yourself based on all the negative, when it's like, don't define listen, because this is kind of a rhyme. Stop defining yourself by the negativity. Allow to be refined. Do you know what refinement means? Made better. Use that as your fuel. Use that as the heat and the energy that you need to become better. Think about it. If you can imagine the picture of refinement, they do it with gold. Gold is refined, right? They turn it up the heat so that all the impurities come out, and they scrape off the impurities, and then you have pure gold. That's a refinement. But so many people are defined by their bad things versus allowing that to refine you so that you know you're better, because it's like, man, I'm talking to warriors. I mean, literally, I'm talking to people that have probably experienced so much setback, so much hardship, and yet y'all don't believe in yourselves. You don't believe that you're worthy to have good things happen to you, to go on a winning streak. When it's like, but all it takes is changing your mind from all the negative to start believing in the positive. How would you feel if everything started to work itself out for you? How would you feel? I guarantee you wouldn't be like all sad and lazy and miserable and depressed and staying home all day and night. It's like, man, you would start getting after it. If everything started going your way, everything started working out for you, you're deserving of that. I'm not just saying this to toot a horn and get you motivated. It's like, this is true. Because here's why I show up on this. Because I created the man that I always needed in my life. The guy that was never there, the man that was never in my life. I created this man. And you all get to benefit from how this man continues. I show up for myself. I'm my own best friend. I'm my own motivational speaker. I'm my own coach. I'm my own fucking super dad to be like, we got this. I believe in myself. Yes, this is challenging, but guess what? I'm going to, we can get through it. Like, man, I'm having to crack the whip on my ass all the time, because there is plenty of days and plenty of things that come up that make me want to be like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can keep going. I don't know, right? There's still the doubt. And it's like, no, this version, the man you're hearing right now, has to say, fuck that shit, man. We've been through way worse. We ain't stopping now. We still going, and we're going hard. And yet, for you to truly achieve the most that you can do on this planet, this is the whole game. It's to realize that inside of every single one of you listening right now, and there's a lot more now than there was earlier. It's great that you all have an inner child that was wounded, right? I believe in the like attracts like. This is the experience I had, 0 to 10 years old, lots of emotional wounds. And yet you have this opportunity to rebuild, and it's called reparenting your inner child, so that you can't just scribble out all the bad things that have happened to you. You need to acknowledge them, understand that it's okay that those things happen. They needed to happen for you to get to this place, so that you can start to break through the barriers that you have in your life. And then it's like you become your own best friend. It's really the fountain of youth when you start to realize that there's an inner child. We did a visualization last time. I don't know if we're going to do it now. But I love doing the inner child visualization exercises because you literally get to meet this part of who you are that is there, and it's like you're so busy, you're so focused on doing adult shit and being an adult that you forget that you have that in you, that your inner child is wounded. It wants nothing more than to have a relationship with this adult version of you. And if you can wrap your head around what I'm saying, that you have an inner child, that little kid is still there. That little kid that got all hurt is still inside of you. And that is really the biggest thing for someone to come to an awakening on, is that you have an inner child and you ultimately can create the super dad, the super mom that you never had. You get to be that for your inner child. And that is what activates self-care, self-love, so that you no longer need to self-medicate, self-abandon, self-destruct, self-sabotage. This is what it is all about. And every single one of us here right now, every single one of us right here, right now, can make that decision in an instant. But it's like, can you see that? Can you feel it? Do you really, is it that simple? Yes, it's not. It's not that. There's been a lot of things try to make it complicated. To try and complicate what healing is really about. Right. Some people will say you need to take medications to heal emotional wounds. Some people are going to say you need all kinds of things. When really you need clearness of mind, and then the courage and the strength to start looking at the things that happened to you as a child. And as you do that, you start doing some inventory, right? Writing down all the people that ever hurt you, all the significant instances. I mean, this is very private, personal stuff, but this is what it takes. This is by acknowledging things that happened to you that have caused you pain, that you're ashamed of, that you want to hide, that you probably wish never happened. I was the same. But it took me having courage and strength, clarity of mind to start really saying, you know what, this stuff did happen. It's not happening right now, but it did happen. And I can't just keep ignoring it. I need to face it. And as I did, I was able to accept it. This happened. I'm not proud of it. It brings some shame. It brings some guilt. It brings some fear, brings some sadness to me. But even the people that were involved in it, the spiritual aspect of this whole thing is to let people go, to set them free, to forgive people. And that wrecks most people, is to think that you could forgive someone that caused you a lot of pain. I mean, especially moms and dads. right? Moms, dads. I mean, especially when we're talking about emotional, right? Emotional wounding, sexual wounding, right? And childhood traumas. When we're talking about those kind of traumas, it brings so much guilt and shame on us. You know, they say that when a child is emotionally abused, they don't start to hate the parent, they hate themselves. And what's sad about that, yeah, that's tough, CT, to hold on to that. That's sad. I understand that. What I like to do though, when I coach people about, things that happened that maybe your parents didn't know about, is like either write a letter to them or make a video, kind of like confessing this or like letting them know, but don't send it to them. But it just releases them, right? It releases you from feeling like they need to know. If they don't need, I mean, you're not 5 to 8 years old anymore, and it's terrible that they couldn't save you or be there. And I feel like intuitively, I feel like I'm getting what probably went happened to you that was so shameful that you obviously kept it secret, which is part of my gifts. Like I kind of feel like I already know what you've experienced, which makes it's the thing that we all feel like we're so different than everyone else with all the shit we've lived through. And it's like, yeah, your experience is different than their experience or that, but there's a common thread of what usually is going on. And it's sad because when we're little kids, we're open hearted, we're open energetic, and we haven't experienced all this shit. Now we're adults and we're shut down and we're closed off and we're guarded and we're untrusting. And, the reason why we are like that is because of what happened back then. And here's the thing, if you truly want to have inner peace, you have to undo all that closing off, especially right here in the heart, to reopen your heart. And that is what the breath work does. The breath work is what opens your heart to be able to feel into that energy and to release it. I did a lot of time crying this week in the breath works. A lot of crying, a lot of yelling, rah, crying, laughing, all of it, all the emotions. That's what the breath work brings out of you, but it allows you a safe space to release all that stored up energy inside of you, all those emotions that you've been suppressing. And that's, you know, a big part of my purpose here on this planet isn't just to talk, it's to really guide people through the healing process, to heal and to start to feel again, to start to feel whole and complete, to reconnect with your inner child, to feel your inner peace, and to let people go that have caused you harm, right? I call it forgiveness, but it's really just letting them go, setting them free, not holding on to that energy inside of your body. It's setting them free. That doesn't mean your best friend's fucking next day. Has nothing to do with talking to them. This is about energetically you releasing the pain that you've been holding on to inside your body. And so that's what I'm excited to be on this side of things, is figuring out how to best serve more and more people with the healing process, healing emotional, childhood, and sexual trauma. And that last one is probably the biggest of them all. most of us have experienced sexual trauma, and sexual is not even just physical, it can be psychological, and it can carry just as much damage to you from psychological. And usually people that have experienced that, you know, the signs are pretty obvious, and it was there all last week when we were doing the breath work. A lot of people trying to process through the sexual stuff that happened to them as children. And it's a lot more common than we'd like to think, and it's something we're all very, very embarrassed of. That's what I would say, ashamed of. And the sad thing is that a lot of times it gets disguised as love, right? But that's, you know, that's how it gets in, because it's created deception and deceit. And so you have the power to undo all that. How to work through that? There's a book. Here's where I would start. Um, get the book Healing. Thanks, Linda. Linda. I'm gonna say it like that. Linda. I appreciate that. Double thank you. Get the book Healing by David Elliott. David Elliott. Listen to that book and do all the exercises in it. It's not just a book you can listen to. You get yourself a notebook and listen to it once if you need to, and then the second time really get into those exercises. I just spent a week with David Elliott. He's my spiritual teacher. That book alone is going to shift you major into understanding that you have the power to heal anything you've been through. Anything. David Elliott. David Elliott. There's a lot of books called Healing, so make sure, David. I'll type it in here. David Elliott. Yeah, the anger. I don't know about that, man. The gingers and anger. You know, we all got anger. It's just how do you use it? For me, I used anger as a defense mechanism. I really would feel scared, and then I would act angry, so the other person felt scared. It was like a real weird way of not knowing how to communicate and then trying to communicate. This whole journey is an interesting thing, right? It's an interesting experience. If you're listening into this, if you're tuned into what I'm talking about, I'm not alone on this planet talking about these things. I just spent 8 days with 40 people that are from all over the world, all different backgrounds, that are definitely talking about and looking to help people heal. And I believe the time is now. There's no better time than now. A lot of people though, you're gonna need a total rock bottom moment or something, um, some kind of a life upheaval to get you to start making some changes. And then the sad thing about that is a lot of times you'll make the quick changes hoping to get quick relief as opposed to staying locked in for the long haul. Truly, truly locking in and living life on life's terms, right? Mental health, staying sober, healing. And as you do that, it's like you get to give back to other people, be someone that's making a difference in this world. And there's a lot of you that if you actually act on what I'm saying right now, you probably set yourself up for future success financially. And maybe because maybe your current situation, right? It's not fear mongering, but there are many jobs that exist today that will not exist in 10 years. And yet, I do believe that as humanity starts to shift into more healing, that's going to open up a lot of people to really tap into their inner spiritual gifts to be able to share those gifts with the world. And a part of the process that I help people through is not only to heal your wounds, but to tap into your creativity and to really start to tap into that creativity, because I believe that the more creative you are, the less likely you are to be, you know, continuing your bad habits, staying complacent. When you're tapped into creativity, it gets you up in the morning. You're excited. You're having fun. You have fun when you start doing things that you enjoy to do that are creative. Right. But when you're acting as if I ain't got no time, I ain't got no talents, I ain't got this, I ain't got that. Well, then great. This ain't for you, man. You ain't got it. I got it. I got it. You don't. Okay. Move on. Yeah, you definitely have an inner self still. The gas, doing all that don't get rid. I used to do it all too, man. The whippets, the fucking acid, the shrooms, the ecstasy. I done it all, man. I put my fucking self through hell. Still got a little inner child in there that felt alone, felt unseen, was scared in a dark corner in my soul, and I needed to do a rescue mission to help him to feel seen and heard and loved and cared for. Right. And so no matter how you've abused yourself, these parts of who you are, your inner child, your adult, and your parent are still there, man. They've had to survive all that shit. I mean, that usually is, well, yeah, when you're struggling with anger in life, it's because you know that you're capable of doing more, right? You're capable of doing more, man. So you got to ask yourself again, the topic tonight was choosing to change. Choosing to change. Do you want to change or do you want to stay the fucking same, man? And most people need to give up chemical addictions. It starts there. You got to clear your mind. You got to clear your mind. Number one, if your mind is chemically dependent, you are not seeing straight and you are not thinking clearly. And I guarantee you the negativity in your mind is magnified times whatever number that you want to put there. And so for most people, it takes hitting that rock bottom. That's what it took me. So I'm telling you, my story is rock bottom. I get on here as a means to hopefully convince a few of you to do it the peaceful way, to say, you know what? I don't need to keep doing this to myself. I do have the ability to change, and I'm ready to do that. Thank you for the rose. Gutieb. Gutieb. Thank you for that. Who's my celebrity crush? Sheesh. I don't know, man. I don't think I really got any celebrity crushes right now. The healthiest one, a sober one. What celebrities are sober? Those are the ones that I'm crushing on. All right, man. I'm gonna get ready to sign off here. I gotta get some rest. I'm gonna figure out the live schedule this week, and I'm gonna stick to it. But I think we've had a good conversation tonight. I really do appreciate everyone that showed up, shared some love, connected with a conversation. It's been a lot of conversation tonight, so I can appreciate you all for all that. And I just want to wish you all the best. The rest of this evening. I hope that you have an incredible week. We're coming into a new moon, a new month. Spring is here. And so, yeah, I'm still integrating a lot of healing that I went through last week. A lot of things are still falling into place. And I'm excited to share that with everyone here. I know that at the core of the message, it's the same, but the how I deliver is different. I know I love doing these lives, so again, just thank you everyone that's taken some time out of your precious life to hear what I have to say tonight. I look forward to hearing you on the next one, to seeing you, to hearing you, to connecting with you. Right? Love yourself, man. Believe in yourself. You deserve that. There's a little child inside of you that loves you so much. I told that to so many people this week. I would give them a hug and I would say, so just imagine me giving you a hug right now. I'm giving you a spiritual hug right now, wherever you're at. And I'm whispering in your ear that I love you, that that little child inside of you loves you so much. That little boy, that little girl, they love you so much. They're so lucky to have the best mom or dad on earth right now. And they appreciate you so much. And I appreciate you too. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Subscribe, share the channel, right? If you're looking for something to get into, download the Results Kill Excuses app in your app store. Check out the shop. Get yourself some merchandise or not. Get yourself a 1% Better Everyday Journal. If you're looking at really holding yourself to a higher standard, breaking through some of your barriers for 91 days, I would love to be able to share that incredible resource with you. But other than that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening or day whenever you're watching this. That means it's the right time to be watching this. I love you guys. You can borrow some of the hair, brother. Because you know the drill. Results kill excuses. Because if it was easy, thanks, B, it wouldn't be worth it. Greg's out.